Hello everybody, welcome back to another Manchester United news video. Now in this video we'll be talking about a new Jarrad Branthwaite bid, the latest on the Mason Greenwood situation, the Lit situation, and obviously touching on Joshua Zirkzee and the latest on him. Now there's been some huge developments around the Branthwaite deal, so we're going to get straight into it. So Manchester United have submitted a second bid of £45 plus £5 million for Jarrad Branthwaite. In Manchester United's latest offer for Jarrad Branthwaite, it falls below Everton's valuation and is firmly expected to be rejected. Everton see him in a similar bracket to Harry Maguire, Wesley Fofana and Josko Gvardiol, all of whom have been sold for figures in excess of £75 million in recent years. Everton obviously have rejected that bid of £45 plus £5 million for Jarrad Branthwaite. Manchester United consider both Jarrad Branthwaite and Matthijs de Ligt as separate deals, and both players are keen to join the club. So the Jarrad Branthwaite situation, it's clear Manchester United do want to get two centre-backs, with Jarrad Branthwaite and Matthijs de Ligt being the highest priorities currently. Now Manchester United have obviously bid for Jarrad Branthwaite £45 plus £5 million, and that's the deal that's going to be rejected. As I said, it does not suit the valuation that Everton want, and they're not going to bow down to anything lower than their £75 million price tag. Manchester United are willing to kind of offer players in return. Who those players will be is still yet undecided. But Manchester United are pretty sure, and they're trying to get Everton to lower their down. I mean, £45 plus £5 million is still £25 million below the valuation that Everton evaluate him at. Now, for Jarrad Branthwaite, listen, I've had my opinion on him quite a lot of times now, and I'm just going to briefly summarise it. Jarrad Branthwaite, I think he's a good player. He's a player with a lot of potential. He's 21, he's still young and up and coming. And has got a lot to prove yet still. He's certainly an interesting signing who will add a lot to Manchester United and a lot to this team. But he is going to find it very, very difficult. I mean, £75 million, a lot of money to come to your team for. And obviously Everton have the right to kind of demand that sort of money. He's English, which obviously adds to it. He's up and coming, he's young. He's got a lot of ability about him. And he's one of their key. That's probably why they don't want to lose him. I mean, he has such a good impact for Everton. It's going to be very, very difficult for them to kind of be without that sort of player. And I think Jarrad Branthwaite is going to be a deal that Manchester United are going to be trying to do right to the end of the transfer window. You've seen it already. Manchester United can't seem to leave the Jarrad Branthwaite deal, and they're desperate to getting him in. I can see why, but I can also kind of figure out if Everton are not going to go below the £75 million valuation. We've already kind of spoken about the Ligt, and we'll talk about him a bit more in a minute. But if you really can't get Jarrad Branthwaite, there's certainly other centre-backs out there with the kind of same ability or even better ability that you can go out and get. And Manchester United kind of seem to be fixated on this deal, and they're kind of struggling to walk away from the deal. And obviously I can understand why. As I said, Branthwaite's a very, very good player. He has a lot of ability about him. He's a good up-and-coming player, a player who has, as I said, some interesting stats about him. But for me, Manchester United just have to move on. We can't waste too much time going after deals. And if Ineos say that they're really, really proactive, they're really, really good in the transfer window, by showing this to the Manchester United fans, they would walk away from this deal immediately. We can't go back to this deal again. We've seen it before with Sancho, Anthony, when we've got ripped off before, and it hasn't worked out to Manchester United's benefit ever before. So Manchester United kind of need to wake up, smell the coffee, and kind of get on with it now, because we cannot afford to waste any more money on players who are not worth the thing. I think not worth the price tag. I think the second bid of £50 million, I think that's absolutely perfect for Jarrad Branthwaite. But obviously Everton, they have their right to kind of offer £75 million. So they have rejected that bid. See what's going to happen with Jarrad Branthwaite. I mean, Manchester United seem to continue to be tracking him. So I'm kind of confident that that deal would probably happen, just the way Manchester United are moving. They're going to keep going for him until they ultimately get him. And I'll be happy if he does come to the club. But for me, there's other centre-backs that Manchester United can go out and get. Now, another centre-back Manchester United have been linked to is Matthijs de Ligt. Now, Manchester United are close to agreeing a £43 million fee with Bayern Munich for Matthijs de Ligt. So Manchester United, again, really, really proactive on the centre-back situation, and it's obviously one of their high priority positions, probably the most priority. I mean, most of the news has been about centre-backs. A £43 million move for De Ligt. I mean, we've heard figures of that before in yesterday's video or the day before, where it was about £42 million. So it's kind of the similar package. Obviously, Matthias de Ligt, we know he wants to come to Manchester United. He's made it clear to his agent that he wants to come to Manchester United. And that's kind of the only move that he wants at this current time in his career. He's not going to go to any other club. He said no to PSG. And it's all guns kind of blazing for Manchester United at the minute. He's had previous and numerous amount of calls with Erik ten Hag discussing how his future would be at the club if he does come. And I think he will be at the club relatively soon. I think we've got 6 days now left pre-season. I think he will be someone that will be at the club for £43 million. And that's the deal that's getting ever closer by the day. So really, really happy with that. I wouldn't mind de Ligt coming. As I said, there's a huge concern of why Bayern Munich did let him go. But he certainly does have what it takes. And I don't want to feel like I'm repeating myself. But that's the latest on de Ligt. They're close to agreeing a £43 million fee with Bayern for Matthias de Ligt. Now, two last stories I'm going to discuss. Ugarte and Mason Greenwood. I'm going to start off by talking about Mason Greenwood. Now, Marseille have made a £27 million bid for Mason Greenwood. Now, it's still obviously undecided whether Manchester United are going to accept that deal. Mason Greenwood is in Manchester. He's been to Carrington to discuss with the senior representatives of Manchester United about his future at the club. And his future will kind of be decided in the long run. Manchester United have a huge decision to make. Players were seen back yesterday in pre-season. You kind of need to make a decision quickly on Mason Greenwood, and he is looking for clubs elsewhere, with Marseille reportedly making a £27 million bid. I think Manchester United can get in excess of £40 million for Mason Greenwood, and that's something they should be trying to do. Then Mason Greenwood, listen, regardless of what's happened on the... Not regardless, but taking aside, what's happened off the pitch, he's a decent football player. Manchester United should be willing to get £40 million for him, but for me, any club that takes Greenwood, I would happily get some money in for him and kind of get him out of the club. That would kind of be my kind of stance on the situation right now. And finally, Manuel Ugarte. I mean, it's kind of gone quiet on the situation around him the last couple of days. But there has been a key update coming in from Fabrizio Romano surrounding the Manuel Ugarte situation. The story went, Manchester United have made an offer of £38 million plus add-ons to PSG for Manuel Ugarte. Luis Enrique will decide soon whether to let go of the midfielder or not. So it's kind of coming down to the manager of PSG here. Manchester United have agreed a deal. I've made an offer of 38 plus add-ons. So that just fit the valuation of PSG because they want close to £50 million. So with £38 million plus the add-ons, it will really fit the valuation of PSG. It just comes down to the manager. Will Luis Enrique let him go or not? That's the big thing about it. I think if you look at... I don't really know too many players at PSG, but I know they've got Ricardo. What's his name? I know they've got Pereira, I think his name is. They've got a few other midfielders, Vitinha. They've got kind of decent midfield. And I don't really know if Ugarte does start for them. But for me, I would have Ugarte at United. I mean, listen, he's a relatively cheap deal. He does look good. He's 23, got a lot about him. So I wouldn't be opposed to having Manuel Ugarte at Manchester United. This has been the latest Manchester United news. Some huge things going on. I mean, bid for Jarrad Branthwaite going in left, right and centre. Offers for Ugarte. Jarrad Branthwaite is kind of the bigger story though. Manchester United have made a new bid for him and that has been rejected. They still want to sign him. De Ligt, he's kind of going under the radar now, but that's a deal that should be looking to happen relatively soon as well. But yeah, that's been the latest Manchester United news. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Let me know what videos you want to see. There'll be plenty coming up, obviously, throughout the transfer windows. Any here we goes, any kind of break-ins, news stories. We'll be keeping up to date as well every few days or every day with the transfer news. There'll be topic videos going out as well. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching and peace.